Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a really comprehensive strategic and technical analysis of the XYO network based on a stack of recent white papers and market reports.
Right.
And our mission today is to figure out how this decentralized infrastructure basically acts as a reality engine, turning messy physical events like the exact location of a delivery truck into cryptographically verified digital truth.
And the stakes for getting this right are just massive right now. I mean, with AI and autonomous systems eating the world, data provenance is everything.
Absolutely.
Because if your logistics algorithms or, autonomous robots are fed easily spoofed centralized data,
Yeah.
you get catastrophic real-world results.
Right, and we all know the headache of the Oracle problem, the friction of bringing physical data onto a digital blockchain. But instead of relying on a single, easily spoofed centralized data feed to solve it, XYO is building what essentially looks like a massive decentralized neighborhood watch to mathematically prove something actually happened.
It's a neighborhood watch with over 10 million active nodes globally.
Which is wild. Wait, building out that much physical hardware must have been a logistical nightmare.
Well, that's the brilliant part. They didn't rely on expensive hardware. They scaled through software using the Coin app, which basically gamifies location verification.
Okay.
And about 80% of those users aren't even crypto natives. They are just everyday commuters and truck drivers passively earning rewards while driving.
So if I'm one of those drivers, how does the network actually prove I am where I say I am?
It uses the bound witness protocol.
Bound witness?
Yeah, it's a trustless bidirectional handshake. When two devices cross paths, they cryptographically sign that they were in the exact same physical space at the exact same time.
So faking your GPS just isn't enough?
Not at all. To spoof your location, you would have to forge the cryptographic signatures of every single other device you supposedly interacted with.
So essentially, my phone in my pocket is cryptographically testifying in a digital court that I just walked past a delivery truck.
Precisely. It makes location spoofing computationally near impossible.
Tracking billions of those micro-interactions a day sounds like an absolute nightmare for Ethereum gas fees, though. How did they solve that scaling issue?
That is why they executed a massive pivot in late 2025, migrating off Ethereum to their own sovereign XYO Layer 1 blockchain.
Because legacy chains just couldn't handle the frequency.
Exactly. With their own Layer 1, they introduced a consensus algorithm called Proof of Perfect. Instead of energy-heavy mining or wealth-based staking, Proof of Perfect dynamically evaluates and selects the most trustworthy data out of all that real-world noise.
We actually see this running in the wild right now with their Piggy Cell partnership in South Korea. They took 14,000 physical power bank charging stations and tokenized them as real-world assets on the XYO blockchain.
Right, creating an unbreakable ledger of battery charging sessions.
But even with their own Layer 1, how do they keep gas fees from spiraling as enterprise use cases like that scale up?
They instituted a dual token economy to absorb that pressure. The legacy XYO token, which has a capped supply, handles network governance and staking. Then there is the new XL1 token.
The gas fuel?
Yes, it acts as the inflationary network utility fuel for transactions. It neatly separates the governance value from the daily utility costs.
Now, building a global reality ledger of that size puts a huge target on your back when it comes to the SEC. We should look at the regulatory landscape here objectively.
It does. In a 2022 insider trading case, SEC v. Wahi, the SEC explicitly classified the XYO token as an unregistered security.
Though the court itself didn't make a formal ruling on that specific classification.
Correct. And the corporate entity behind the network, XY Labs, does file transparent Regulation A plus financial disclosures. But that security label from the regulator still casts a serious chilling effect over broader institutional adoption.
It's definitely a risk factor. But bringing this back to you listening, whether you are trying to track a highly valuable package or riding in an autonomous vehicle navigating a smart city, the need to mathematically prove physical reality is only going to grow.
XYO's entire value proposition is to be that definitive decentralized physical infrastructure network, the unassailable bridge between chaotic physical reality and verifiable digital truth.
But it leaves us with a fascinating question to ponder. As millions of everyday smartphones passively map and cryptographically lock the physical world into an immutable ledger, who ultimately controls the rights to the reality you are helping to create? Thanks for joining us on today's Deep Dive.